Hi everyone, today we're going to be doing Basketball Wise. Episode that came out last night. I believe that last night was the 10th or the 11th. We're going to start off with Evelyn and Jen. They're talking and they're by the pool in Jennifer's, I guess, condo or apartment building. And she lets Evelyn know, I live in this building right here and my soon-to-be ex-husband lives over here. And she was like, the reason she found out is when she had to serve him divorce papers. She had to get his address, and that's how she found out. But she said she don't know, it's going to be weird because they share a pool and they share like a little fitness area. So she's like, I don't know how that's going to turn out. It's going to be weird. I don't know. So they get back to Jen's apartment and they're talking about her date and everything, and she's telling Evelyn his name was Eric and all this stuff, and how the date went and everything. She said he was nice, and that she gave him, sorry, allergies, gave him her number and everything. So she's like, she don't know if she's gonna go on another date with him or not. Evelyn, Jennifer, and Shauna, they get together discussing her. I believe it was those three. They would get together. She said she wants to have a divorce party. Well, usually the way I've heard of it is it's after your divorce is finalized that you throw a party, but hey, she wants to throw one now. So her and Evelyn go to this like sex toy shop, and Jennifer, she's like looking a little nervous, like, I'm not familiar with all this stuff. But Evelyn, like, she got a degree in sex toys. Just like, oh, this is how this works, this is how this works. Oh, you're gonna need to get this, and then we can put these in goodie bags and everything. So they get some stuff and then they go to wherever they was going. We're gonna skip to Shauna. She's telling the girls, hey, let's go on another trip. They do that every year. They go somewhere, but she's like, I don't want Royce to go, but it'll be okay if Mika went. Now, they're trying to get to know Mika, but the character Mika is portraying now is, I like to play both fences. I like to go and talk to you about stuff and get information from you, and then go talk to this other person, tell them stuff, then get information about them, and go back and forth. And that's where she's going to get herself into a lot of trouble. So we're going to skip over to Evelyn. She's at her store. It looks like it's midday, even that. Her and her friend, I forget what his name is, and they're talking, having champagne. I'm not sure who does that while they're at work, even if they do own their own business. Just shooting the breeze, having a glass of champagne. Yeah, granted, there weren't any customers in there, but still, what if a customer came in? How does that look for you and your business that you're drinking on the job? But anyway, she's saying how a good friend of her, I think it was in Cincinnati, Ohio, heard Evelyn on a radio talking about Ocho Cinco, which is Evelyn's fiance. Was her fiance. We're going to get to that in a minute. Saying how she doesn't really trust him, but he just seems like he's just in it for the minute, you cool for right now until I find another woman that I want to get with. And she was like, I don't see why Evelyn would want to go down that road again. Now, this is my opinion on that. Jennifer, she shouldn't have been on the radio talking about that if she hadn't already spoke to Evelyn about how she felt. So Evelyn's employees, like, has she told you anything about this? When you guys got engaged, did she congratulate you? She's like, no, she didn't call me or anything. Even Tammy called and congratulated him, but that was like a big shock. But okay. And she was like, her sister, the employer, whoever he was like, she might be jealous. Y'all need to talk about that whenever y'all go on y'all trip. And we're going to get on to the whole Ocho Cinco thing. I learned this from one of the people I'm subscribed to. Much love from KY. She was saying how Ocho Cinco dumped Evelyn, basically. They were supposed to be engaged and everything and have them twin boys or whatever, but he never wanted to get married. He was pressured by the show to get married before, the season wrapped. And I'm pretty sure a bunch of people already know that now. But, on the show now, Evelyn's portraying, or I don't even know, it could be she still thought they were engaged. But, oh, we're in love or this. I can't believe she said that about my man and everything. school. We sit everybody down, they talking about going to Italy, Rome particularly, and it's like, hey, Royce is out. Tammy wasn't at this little powwow at the time. I believe Mika wasn't either. So Jennifer's like, hey Tam, we all going to Rome, but Royce is not coming. Mika is, and she's like, I'ma go, but do not expect me to be any kind of nice to her. Don't sit me by her on the plane. Don't sit me by her where we at. Just make sure she's a good 20,000 feet behind me or in front of me, so I ain't got to deal with the girl. They asked Susie, do you want to go? And she's looking all like, I can't believe Royce is not going, because she's trying to be friends with everybody this season. And it's like, you still going? She's like, oh yeah, I'm still going, but she's still mad about it. It looked like she's mad because Royce couldn't come, because she's trying to be the peacemaker between everybody. So she goes to tell Royce, hey Royce, we all going to Rome, you can't come. And Royce, her face said, dang, I can't believe they didn't invite me. But she was saying, go have fun, I don't care, I'm cool and everything. So we're going to get back to Royce and her boyfriend Brian. They were out having a good time. She gets a call from Mika and Susie. They were out somewhere. So they come talk to Royce and her boyfriend, and instantly Susie was in on him. Do you do drugs? Do you sell drugs? Have you been in jail? How many kids you got? How many baby mamas you got? All this stuff. And they're like, I don't think he's good enough for you. Well, Royce, granted, she looks like a child, but Royce is a grown woman. However she wants to live her life, that's her business. Yeah, it's okay to be concerned, but it's another thing from crossing the bound of being concerned. And I was wondering when Royce was going to say, where's your man at, Susie? You always trying to tell me who I should date, and, Mickey, we don't never hardly see you with your husband, so why are y'all all up in my business? That's what I thought was going to happen. We're going to switch on to everybody's in Rome. They talking, having a good time, and on the little van, Tammy made a little comment. How was your date, Jennifer? And she's like, oh, it was fine, this, that, and the other. He's a model. And she was like, models ain't your type, but I know that about you. I'm sorry, somebody walked by my window. Out loud speak. Anyway. So they're all at dinner, they're talking, and Tammy just left it out. I think it's messed up that Royce isn't here and you are. I think the reason why Royce isn't here because you've been going back and forth and telling people stuff. And Mika goes in to defend herself, and everyone's like, I want to know, did you go back and say we said something about Royce? And we did. And she's like, oh no, that's not it. And Shawnee was like, something about you going back and forming your own opinion about Royce. It's just like, and we discussed that about, how you guys said I should form my own opinion about that. And it's like, hold up, had that subject even come up? How we come up in y'all's subject? You must have been talking about us. So she scurried around the conversation and didn't want to give the whole truth. So we're going to see what happens next week, because it's supposed to be good, because Evelyn and Jennifer going to get into it. But, that's basically all I remember from last night's video. I, for the life of me, do not remember what episode it was. But if I do, I will post it somewhere amongst this video. I want you to thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and like this video. And I want to thank the people who already are, commenting, subscribing and all that stuff. This is Lady T, signing off. Have a good one.